Y'all know what this is. This is the video where the man jumps, with Olympic level skill over the ledge and beat the judge. I want to watch the video and break it down because there are important things. There are points that need to be made, things that need to be said, things that need to be pointed out, points that need to be pointed. So without further ado, let's get started from the beginning of the full clip.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically, I would like to tell the courts and everyone here, like, based on my criminal history, like, I feel that, like, I shouldn't be, like, sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked?
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Looked at your criminal history? Have you looked at your criminal history?
I actually just, I looked at it.
I mean, you lived it, I suppose.
I just looked at it, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
Yeah, I just figured.
Okay, so this is normal in a sentencing. This might not exactly be a sentencing hearing after a trial, but this is normal when you're taking a plea, whatever. So what judges consider and what all courts will consider when they're trying to figure out whether to sentence you to prison time or probation or whatever is your criminal history. What the judge is saying here is that he does have a criminal history. Now, what she's saying is, have you looked at your criminal history? There's a lot of debate about whether the judge is being slick or not. I don't know, right? That might be taken as being slick. Have you looked at your criminal history? Maybe not. I mean, I do think it was a little slick, but obviously not to the point where she needed to be jumped and beat down or grabbed by her hair. So yes, but in this particular instance, he's arguing that he shouldn't be sent to prison. And he was talking about his criminal history and he couldn't even really get to it before the judge interrupted. And she was like, have you seen your history? So, but I can see where I think most judges will do something like that. Like, you're about to make an argument that's not particularly strong. You're talking about your criminal history. Meanwhile, whole time your criminal history is probably not the strong suit, probably not where you want to get started in an argument like this to keep you out of jail.
Battery on a protected person, robberies, attempt home invasion. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
just figure, like, I'm in a better place in my mind, in my mental health. I have a support system. I just got hired as a teamster for, a union, making $20 an hour. And like the reason behind every single domestic violence, I've been dealing with mental health, and I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health. And they put me in mental health court, and I still didn't know that I had a mental health problem until it was August 2022 when I realized I have a problem with this. And like having a dictionary and like understanding myself, getting to know myself a little better, and applying it to my personality, and having an epiphany at that moment, those instances, and just like trying to learn from my mistakes, And I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figure that, if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not out there committing crimes now, and I feel like I should be given a shot because I'm in a better place than I was then, so, but that's, I'm a person who never stops trying to do the right thing, no matter how hard it is. And I just, and I'm trying, and I never give up trying to do the right thing. I know I'm not a rebellious.
So prior to this point, I'm sure the attorney already said their piece about why the client should get probation, not be in custody, whatever. So the beginning of the video started, you heard the judge say, do you want to say anything on your behalf? So the client always gets a chance to speak if they want to speak. So here, the client decided to speak and advocate for himself. He's going into all the domestic violence charges that he had. He's saying that he was accepted into mental health court. I don't know how he did in mental health court. That's something that a lot of judges would determine. Well, did you succeed? Did you flunk out? Why are you back before me if you went to mental health court and you did well? What's going on? How can we fix it, right? So it looks like here the defendant, the client in this particular case, has had several avenues of relief that he could have achieved before now, but now he's back in front of the judge again. So after going to something like mental health court, which is typically a program which will prevent you, which will sidetrack you, divert you from going to jail. Instead of going to jail, we're going to send you to something called mental health court. You're going to have meetings, you're going to have therapy, you're going to have accountability partners, you're going to have all this stuff, and we're going to really put hands on you to help you grow and succeed and breathe life into you so that you succeed and you're not back here. And so if something like that happens and then you are back before the judge on a new charge that you've been accused of, that typically weighs negatively, and judges will weigh that heavily in factoring whether they need to send you to jail or not, because a lot of judges will say, well, I already tried to send you somewhere that's not jail and it didn't work. So now, prison rather is the only other place that I'm able to send you, because I don't have any other tools at my disposal when I see that the first tool, the mental health court, whatever, did not succeed.
Person, I don't want to be standing there. I want you to have to, sit up there and waste your time as well, but the criteria of me saying this is that I'm a person that never stops trying to do the right things, even if it's hard. And I did the best I could. I have mental confidence.
Thank you.
I think the court can trust that he is going to perform well on probation. I think he's worth this risk. The court wants the 1948 as suggested by the VA. I would have no issue with that, but to suspend it rather than just send him to prison for any length of time. I think it makes more sense given the circumstances and his ability to do probation successfully that he given this opportunity.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else, because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
Right there was like a brief moment. First of all, this whole thing is crazy and it happened so fast, right? And I appreciate seeing this full clip, because people are like, oh, the judge said something slick. Blah, blah, blah. I think she did say he deserves a taste of something else. So I mean, whatever. I think that really gets out of what we really need to be talking about, because I don't know that the focus needs to be on whether the judge was slick or not, because we don't know. Maybe if she had just pronounced a sentence of 2 years, a year, whatever, maybe the same incident would have happened. So I don't know that we should be focusing so much on whether the judge was talking slick or not, though I appreciate and understand the curiosity and the conversation around that. What I do want to get into, though, is right in that moment. So there was a moment where you could hear like something was going on and the judge looked up, and right there, judge, that you had to move it or lose it. Right in that moment, you had to run. You had to get out the way, because she could sense something's going on. Now, I know obviously this happened quick, but I feel like she turned and she just couldn't get out that chair fast enough. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's talk about this man right here in the black jacket, in the I don't know if that's a law clerk or I don't know who that man is, but he need to be in every courtroom with every judge, especially with this judge, because the way he jumped in, actually, he was the first one there. I know he was the closest one too. And I'm laughing right now because the defense attorney is just standing there looking, and that is sending me like, I know there's nothing he can do, but it's sending me that he's like standing there like overseeing. I don't know, but for this man in the black jacket, he really flew over that. He needs an award or something, because he did that. He was like, not my judge. Where's the judge? Okay, so my question, I hope the judge is not located over there. I don't think so. I don't know where the judge is. I think the judge might still be over closer to the other monitor where she was sitting before, where her nameplate, behind where her nameplate is. And so it seems like they're beating on the defendant, and the defendant is punching on somebody else. I don't know if it's another bailiff, somebody else in the courtroom. And now you see the attorney has moved over closer to get a look. Okay, so the judge wasn't over. It looks like they went to the judge to talk to her, and she was somewhere else, but she hadn't gotten up.
Stop. Don't do this. Hey, where's Mary Kate? Is she okay?
Okay, so I think several charges are afoot for that individual. I mean, what I said in a different video was they're probably just gonna open the book and look at crimes against persons and property and load it up. Well, with a case like this, they're gonna probably put whatever they think remotely applies to this particular crime. I don't live in Vegas. I'm an Atlanta lawyer, so I talk about crimes in terms of how they might be charged in Atlanta. You're looking at assault, battery, of course, basics, but maybe aggravated assault, maybe aggravated battery. you know, criminal damage to property, whatever, anything that might stick is probably what they're going to put on him. And I don't even know what sentence she was going to pronounce. Unlikely though that it's as much time as whatever he's going to get now. Whatever she was going to pronounce the sentence, he clearly she was sounding like he was going to have to go to prison and do some time. She wasn't going to let him off on probation. Sounds like due to his criminal history, but she certainly wasn't going to sentence him to as much whatever time he's going to get now. Now he's going to have buku charges, buku time in prison, and I think it really obviously deterred from his main goal. If his main goal was to stay out of prison and do less time, now obviously he's going to do even more time in prison. And now if he ever gets in trouble again, they're going to look at this incident and be like, this person is unsafe, he's dangerous, you can't have him in the community. I mean, I think the case now was much worse for him than it would have been prior. So this is the craziest thing I've ever seen him. I have never seen something that bad where somebody, I've seen violence, but never to that extent in court where he jumped over the ledge. I mean, that was wild. I don't know if the judge is doing okay. I heard somewhere that she was doing okay, but yes, multiple charges on the pipeline for him. Let me know what you think about this video. What are your thoughts? What are your reactions in the comment below? And I will see y'all next time.